What's up, guys? Adam Green here with No More News. Thank you for joining me today, Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. Big show. Trump is shilling Jesus and Christianity again in a bunch of new clips, talking about the Massie primary election tonight. We'll get into some of the Massie stuff. And then we will discuss some kosher ops. Kosher disinfo, kosher controlled slopposition, conspiratainment, some Flat Earth Dave, Jake Shills responses, a little more of that, and a bunch of other stuff. Gonna be a big show. Wouldn't be possible without you guys. Streaming to almost nobody over on Odysee now. If you're on Odysee, make sure to get on over to Rumble or Kick or X. I'm not sure how much longer Odysee is going to be going. For some reason, everybody's abandoned it. It hasn't grown in years. KnowMoreNews.org. Sign up for the Substack for the book club, going over my book, available at Amazon, The Jesus Deception. Also, subscribe star down below. We got the Powerchat turned on right now. We smashed the goal yesterday. Every dollar helps. Your TTS comment will be read on the screen. You guys know how it goes. That's pinned to the top at Rumble, powerchat.live/KnowMoreNews. All right, first clip. Donald Trump shilling Jesus because there's nothing the Zionists fear more, nothing the government and the establishment fears more than everybody worshiping the Jewish Messiah and the Jewish God.
I think religion is very important for a country. I think having this country was built largely on religion. If you look, it was built so. And when you have strong religion, you have less crime. It's just a fact. You know, whatever it may be.
Is that really the fact? I need a fact check on that.
It's like, gee, I want to go to heaven, so I'm not going to do this or that. Who knows? But we have a country.
No, you see, they can still sin and then just confess their sins and believe in Jesus, and then they can sin and get away with it. Jesus drops the charges on their guilt.
That was based on religion, and I'm very proud of that. And if you look and you see all of the polling, I mean, polling is so fake. But on this, it's not fake. Religion is really going up in the last year. And during the time, I mean...
That's fake too. It's going up with all their kosher influencers. But overall, church attendance is down. They talk about record converts, ignoring all the people leaving the churches. The younger generations, the younger you go, the more they don't follow any religions.
And really, during the time I first got elected in 2016, it's a much different thing. I'm very proud of that. Religion is a good thing. Christianity, it's a great thing for our country. I mean, so many of the things that we've done, the successes that we've had have been based on Christianity. And
dude, what are we doing giving all the credit for the greatness that Americans, the greatness that Europeans accomplished, and crediting like the Jews in the Bible, the Jewish Messiah? Does this not, this like whole transcendental argument, we don't get morals, we were pagan barbarians before the Jews domesticated us and taught us lowly heathen barbarian goyim morals? Oh, the Jews are the chosen people in the covenant of God, and they brought the morals and the knowledge of God to the Gentiles, the light to the nations. No.
Forget about it.
Stop trying to credit some Jewish messianic sect for all that America and all that Europeans and all that anybody has accomplished.
Religion. So I'm very proud of that. Religion is taking off like our country is taking off. Our country's hotter now than it's ever been, and I'll tell you, religion is making a tremendous comeback.
So all these Zionists, all these rabbis, they're all celebrating Noahides and people believing in the Bible. And then these coping e-crusaders on the internet are always like, they want to destroy, they want to ban the Bible. They don't want you to believe in God. They're trying to keep you from God. Total Moshiach moment. He's always been shilling like they all do. The last stream, this dedicating America to Yahweh. Trump reading his Solomon's Temple Bible verses. He's selling Bibles. All the top Zionists shilling Jesus, yet also all the opposition being monopolized still on the Judeo plantation, still affirming the prophecies. What else does it take for people to realize they're using Christianity as Jewish propaganda? Meanwhile, this is no wonder they shill Christianity. Here's this dedicating America to Christianity, to Yahweh. This is the Christianity you get.
We stand in covenant with the people of God, the chosen people of God, the Jewish peoples. We stand in covenant with you. Show us mercy. Lift your hands. And I want you to declare a dream that I had, that the president was elected. And on this mall, there was a great gathering as far as you could see. And this people begin chanting, revival, revival. Would you begin to chant, revival, revival, God.
This revival is kosher. It's a revival because all the influencers are pushing it too. And the algorithms are boosting it because there's nothing they feed more. Imagine not realizing that Christianity is a psyop. And don't give me the cope that it's only Schofield and it's that they subverted it. No, it is the subversion. They further subverted of subversion that was vulnerable to more subversion. This is your Charlie Kirk. This is your MAGA revival. This is your Christian nationalism.
The Jewish peoples, we stand in covenant with you.
Stand for the Jewish people. Here's another one from the event. Absolute banger, says See Through It All. Let's hear this one. Lion of Judah. Every goyim knee will bow before the Lion of Judah. The Jews of Judah.
Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chain.
His blood makes me change. His blood sacrifice makes me come. Come to the Lord. Every goyim knee will bow before the Judeo-Christian God. That's how I hear it. That's what it is. All the goyim will bow to Moshiach, King David of Judah. Dude. Another banger. We pledge our allegiance to Yeshua, the Jewish man from Nazareth. Is that the lyric? No.
We pledge our allegiance to Yeshua, the Jewish man from Nazareth, the man from heaven. And we pledge our allegiance to Yeshua, the Jewish man.
Jewish man.
From Nazareth.
Yeah, dude.
Jewish
God. We pray to that Jewish man, that Jewish Messiah, creator of the universe. Bruh. How embarrassing.
You damn right I love the Jews. Absolutely. 100%. Because I'm a Christian. Jesus is a Jew.
The names sent $5 on Rumble. Now that you engage humbly atone for your anti-Semitism and made amends with the wise Kabbalah sage Rabbi.
Teshuva, yeah.
Is there hope for the rest of us evil goys to become righteous Noahides?
Yes, you just have to pay the Rabbi Pinto fee and all is well in your share in the world to come. You just got to do a couple weekends of light switches and it's all good. Then you're atoned. That is so funny, dude. That line. Pledge allegiance to Yeshua, the Jewish man from Nazareth. Scripture.
Well, I think that it was great. Thousands of people showed up, and it was a beautiful day. I did scripture. You think it's easy to read scripture? It's not easy to read scripture.
Let me tell you, folks, it's not easy to read that Jewish gobbledygook scripture. I had no idea what I was saying. Dude, that's so funny. It's not easy. I said it too when I watched this thing. I'm like, dude, Trump has never read King James Old Testament. He has no idea what he's saying. He's just reading the words like Ron Burgundy on that teleprompter. No, nothing going on the inside. This is the Yeshua bunker? Yes, that's right. Moshiach Mansion bunker.
I did scripture. You think it's easy to read scripture? It's not easy to read scripture. That's a whole different ballgame. That's not like reading a speech, we will build the wall. This is a whole different deal, but I did it proudly, and I guess it was broadcast. We had tremendous crowds. I think religion's very important for a country. I think having this country was
We need those goyim scared and bowing down to the Jewish God. Let me tell you, we'd be nothing without those Jews. Those Jews to give us all, us heathen pagan morals. You feel me? Okay, here's the Massie.
Of your children.
And what are you seeing?
Yeah, Thomas Massie's a terrible congressman. He voted against men playing in women's sports. He voted against transgender for everybody, the mutilization of your children. He voted against, again, open borders. We have the best border we've ever had right now. Nobody's coming in. I mean, a report just came out. In the last 11 months, literally nobody has been allowed into our country illegally.
And what are you seeing?
Yeah, Thomas Massie's a terrible congressman.
Full-on assault. They sent down Hegseth to campaign in Kentucky against Massie, and Massie held a influencer event at his house where he made pizza. Dave Riley was there. Ryan Matto was there. Seemed pretty cringe. I don't know. They're saying polls is that he's gonna lose. Let's see this first one here. Him on Fox News
serving that
talking about
the
it.
people of your district.
Anonymous sent $100 i
Yes, let's go. Thank you, Anonymous.
Ny krigsbrændstof his 80-term.
He did.
I fondet IT.
Yeah, we were covering it all the time.
Koordinateret time when his approvalvaresgradering.
It was happening. Check the tapes. We were covering it. Thank you so much, Anonymous.
They're nice.
Very nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, baby.
Thank you.
He did 100 at the start of yesterday's show too. Thank you so much, making the show possible. Stephen Miller had a video calling out Massie too. I'll look for that one right now.
People of your district can understand the distinction you're trying to make. After 7 terms serving that district, will they decide to keep you in Washington now, sir?
I think they will. Like I said, we've got the endorsement of the pro-life groups, the pro-gun groups, the local elected officials, the congressmen in Kentucky who've come down and campaigned with me. And my people are smart enough to understand that this is Israel trying to buy an election. Miriam Adelson has spent so much money on my election, they're going to have to scale down that ballroom that she was paying for. And she was born in Israel.
I thought the taxpayer born in Israel. I thought the taxpayers were paying for the ballroom. It's her paying for it also? That's news to me. When was that reported?
The Republican Jewish Coalition and the American Israel Public Affairs Committee have spent millions of dollars in this race on a guy that's never showed up for a single debate. They think they can buy Kentuckians. They think they can.
They're primarying him too. How long has he been in office? How long has he been in Congress? You know, I need to get the voice going. Maybe we could do voice. The voice chat with Grok, and we'll talk to Grok instead of me looking it up on ChatGPT. He's been in office for 13 and a half years, his 8th term, and now they're trying to primary him for voting against Republicans, for being anti-Israel, for trying to get the Epstein stuff released. Opposing them on tons of Israel stuff, they're framing it as tons of just voting against the party.
Buy this seat because they tried to buy my vote and I wouldn't sell it, and they're finding out.
Nate Live says Massey's Rumble podcast launches tomorrow. I saw a funny meme somebody made where it was like Massey, when they had all the hats in front of him. It was like Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, something else where he's going to go to.
It's real expensive. And what
RT, probably RT, if anything, is where he'll launch his new show.
they're going to find out is they can't afford to buy this seat in Kentucky.
Okay.
This
All
is
right,
the
we'll
most
see.
expensive race.
Yeah.
Most expensive race.
But do you think the people of your
All right.
So much money on my election, they're going to have to scale down that ballroom that she's
Okay, same
for.
clip.
War to my district today to
America first. Thomas Massie becomes the face of that politically.
this civil war in the party has gotten so out of hand. They sent the Secretary of War to my district today to campaign against me. I don't think that's ever been done. To send
It's also illegal.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, but it's.
He showed up, Hegseth showed up and said, I'm here as a private citizen, not as the head of the Department of War. Department of Judeo-Armageddon War for Yeshua.
It's insane. Like, we're in the middle of a war. Why should the Secretary of War come to Kentucky? I say it's because I'm harder to beat than Iran, and I don't even have a nuclear weapon. That's because the weapon I have are the people behind.
Neither do they, right?
We talked about money raised, and I took objection with the fact that he was raising money. He's the warm body. Literally, the president calls him a warm body from central casting. That much I agree with on the president.
Trump said that?
Recruited, the money was already there for him. What's shocked me and surprised me is we've raised like $7 million, $50 at a time, from tens of thousands of donors. I never expected this to galvanize.
America first. Thomas Massie.
Okay, let's see. Let's do this. Here's the Stephen Miller.
Trade your children. Stephen Miller here to talk with you about a very important subject, which is how Tom Massie betrayed America, betrayed you, and betrayed your children. The single most important issue affecting the future of our country is ending the mass third world invasion of America and reversing that invasion. And on the most important issue, on the most important vote, on the most important bill, on the most important day, Tom Massie sided with every House Democrat, every Senate Democrat, Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer against President Trump, against the American people, and against you and your family. When the time came to vote for President Trump's signature border security and immigration enforcement bill, the bill to provide record funding for ICE and Border Patrol and mass deportation, Tom Massie voted no. Tom Massie voted to kill the bill. Tom Massie sided with the House and Senate Democrats over the sovereignty of this republic. I personally called Tom Massie and I said, Tom, this is the most important vote of your life and career. This is the vote to reverse the invasion of America. We need your vote. We need your support. And Tom Massie said we can all pound sand. He voted against Trump. He voted against the American people. He voted against you. He voted to kill the most important bill of his career. That is the real Tom Massie. He sided with the illegals. He sided with the left-wing NGOs. He sided with the refugee.
What does the chat think? Let me hear. Do you think Massey's going to take a W or an L tonight? Not if you want him to, if what you think is going to happen, if they're going to get him out, if the lobby's going to get him out, basically.
Industrial complex, and he sided with the radical Democrats and crazy communists instead of...
Or is he going to hold on?
Your family, your children, and your loved ones. That's the truth. That's what you need to hear.
It's supposed to be close.
What you need to know. When America needed him, when you needed him, when
I see
President
4 L's and 1 W so far.
Massie sided with
Common Baal W.
and the foreign predators and criminal aliens over the American people.
Why does he look like England? That's funny. Yeah, Doc, Conspiracy Truther says you think he's going to take a W and they have big future plans. Is he going to run for president? Is he going to be a presidential? Yeah, he'll lose and then start a podcast for Russia Today. It's going to be so funny if that turns out to be true and I made that prediction. That'll be a funny one.
Stephen.
Okay, let's hear this question on to Schroyer about, I believe.
And Erica Kirk, I guess, and like the guy you just interviewed, Dan Bilzerian, talking about whatever the hell he's talking about. Okay, I wasn't going to ask a question until the very end. Owen said that there's a MAGA cult now that Trump is ahead of. And I guess the question is, the biggest split now would be headed by Tucker Carlson having like nicotine-driven demon visions, and Candace Owen talking about like...
What's this shirt? PLTR? That's not... Is that the Palantir ticker? That's the ticker for Palantir, and it's got an astronaut on the moon? Is that what that is?
Macron's phallus and like committing calumny against a widow. And
it is the ticker.
I guess, and like the guy you just interviewed, Dan Bilzerian, talking about whatever the hell he's talking about between playing poker and fucking tons of women, whatever. So I guess the question is to both of you, I guess, which side is better, Trump and his people who are actually, effectuating change, in our favor, or, the people talking about Bridget Macron's dick and all that?
And demons and flat earth and
I mean, that's kind of a bit of
Charlie Kirk, Egyptian planes, and Erica Kirk meeting at forts to plan the assassination.
Straw man, so I don't really know what that has to do with this debate.
I don't see Candace Owens in South Carolina, campaigning for Mark Lynch.
Or even debating her views. At least Owen debates his views.
I did campaign for Mark Lynch. I was here.
No, but I'm saying, like most of the people within the, true MAGA, as you would see it, they're mostly online. Outside of you and a couple others, they're mostly online just complaining.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not sure what exactly you're asking. Unfortunately, let me.
He's saying, why are you siding with all these schizo kooks like Candace Owens? That's the question. Hey, there's like
this. Unfortunately, good people in politics are very rare.
I feel like that doesn't answer the question at all.
There are no good sides. So how about that? There are no good sides. There are no good sides.
Directly.
That's fair.
Obviously, Trump and the people who are affecting change in the positive light towards which Owen just admitted sets the stage for us to have better candidates in the future due to these current policies and direction that we're going. Obviously, that's superior to talking about Bridget Macron's penis.
We'll go to the next. This is actually our last question for the night.
That penis might get erect before we win another election.
Well, thank you to both gentlemen, by the way. My question is exclusively to Owen. So you mentioned about the problem of rising prices in America, and you propose a solution, which is cutting more taxes for the average American so they have more money to spend. But from my point of view, right, I believe that this will be counterproductive because
yeah, that's Andrew Wilson.
It actually stimulates the demand, and when you stimulate the demand, it actually makes the inflation worse. So
total weed joke, says Amalek.
I just do not believe that,
Macron's gonna get an erection before we win an election.
Rising prices and inflation is not the way to approach it. So
Dennis Miller, that's who it is. I'm like, who is Owen looking like? Dennis Miller.
I would disagree with the premise. I think that Americans having more money in their pocket, in their bank account, would be good for them economically.
Okay, I wanted to just hear that first question. That was enough. That was enough. Jonathan Pollard says he was raped for 6 weeks by 11 American naval intel officers. No way. And only now he's going to say this?
They wanted...
Dude. I'll take it didn't happen for 1,000, Alex.
The hardest part, after I was interrogated, which left me, now I'm 100% disabled.
This is the spy, by the way, Jonathan Pollard, that Trump let back to Israel and got a hero's welcome from Netanyahu and kissed the ground and is a ultra hardcore. He's trying to run for office in Israel also. Amalek says 100% true story. Oh yeah, I'm sure this is going to be totally real in his mind.
After that and after my sentencing.
Where there was a lot of violence?
I trust him.
My back was broken in 4 places. Every joint in my body was broken.
Why?
They wanted, first of all, they wanted to know my team, who my team was, and what was the escape plan. And we have a rule, you wait 30 days to let people get out. And I had lost track of time. I was naked, covered with a bag.
Handsome Truth sent $5. 6 weeks I was raped.
Uh-oh.
6.
The goy sense heard that number and the ears perked up. 6. Pee-pee, 6.
Where I didn't know where I was.
6 months they did it to me. The holy 6 rapes.
My face, man.
Yeah, it was cold. It was up in the mountains. I guess it was either West Virginia or Pennsylvania. I'm not sure. And so I just said, okay, that's it. I don't know what time it is. So I just keep my mouth shut. But the two things they wanted, one was the names and the escape route of my team members, and the other was a list of.
Oh, so they tried to coerce a spy to revealing the Mossad network. So you're telling me there's a Mossad network that you still tried to cover up and wouldn't report on, and we let this guy go? And they're just I still Mossad spies in America probably, and that you didn't want to crack and give their names.
Pretty much every prominent
6 billion
American
rapists.
Jewish leader, and they just wanted me to put a tick next to the box associated with their name. Implicating them in my operations, and I knew very quickly that this was a decapitation.
Sounds like it goes straight to the top of powerful billionaire Jews, and he wouldn't rat them out
on somebody's part. And I was raised by my parents not to Moser another Jew, except if it's
raised by his parents to never tell on a fellow Jew. So always run cover for the crimes that your fellow Jews do. That's what they teach. No matter what, take the side of the Jew, okay, Jonathan? No matter what, never side with those evil, dirty goy, okay? Only Jews. Right or wrong, you with the Jews, your people. How did that talk go? No matter what happens, if the goy's in the wrong, you stick with the Jews, okay?
A kosher bet din, and my father emphasized the kashrut nature of the bet din, and so I couldn't say anything except I said horrible things, stupid things in retrospect, like when I was getting hit, and I told the interrogator,
hey, you want to cry? What does the IDF do to their captives? Do they ever torture or hit anybody? Do they ever rape anybody? So they do. So he has to make up a story so this gets all the focus.
Big Swag Fella sent $5 on Rumble. They were running a train on this dude for 6 months straight. Rip.
Yeah, dude. That's the torture. The torture when the torturer is tortured worse when they have to rape this penguin-looking MFer.
Mother hit me harder than that. He that showed me rather quickly that I was mistaken. I didn't know who had done it to me. I really didn't. And my lawyers, after 6 weeks, I was raped also almost every day for 6 weeks.
Nice face, mirror.
Yeah, well, actually, it's interesting because
every day,
religious.
He was raped in his mind. A goyim speaking to him is considered ear rape to a Jew. Dude, I do not believe this at all.
Composed of women from the age of 18 to 90 who have been sexually abused.
Anal probe for 6 years straight.
Relative. And they open up to me because I understand what they must have gone through.
She looks like she's trying not to laugh. He made lampshades with his prolapsed rectum. Dude, this is so crazy.
They're shocked at first that it could happen to a man, and then they understand that they have somebody to talk to.
Who did it?
Well, I didn't know until 9/11. And a Navy delegation came to see me. I knew they were military, but I didn't know who they were. I could see the boots. So the Navy officers looked at me and said, the 11 of your brother officers, Navy officers. So I knew they were 11. I knew they were Navy. I knew they were officers. All died in 9/11 at the Pentagon. They were in the office that the airplane hit head on, and there was nothing.
Payback? What? What a twist. Now we're talking about 9/11's being dragged into this?
Left of him.
9/11 was inside Jonathan Pollard's anus job. Dude, 9/11 was not not what you think. It was all it all had to do with his anal rape. 9/11 was an op for vengeance for the anal rape.
Vaporized, as if they had never lived. And so I'm wondering, why am I here? So they said,
Hashem used Ishmael to crash a plane and get vengeance for Jonathan Pollard's anal rape. He vaporized him. Hashem's payback. Wow. Oh, now I really believe it. It wasn't a tall tale enough. Now it's 9/11 vaporized his rapist. Come on.
Thought, and they pushed their tape recorder forward and they were videotaping it. And they said, we thought you'd like to give words of consolation to their wives and children. And God kept my mouth shut because I realized they wanted me to say something very bad and there wouldn't be any context and it would just be a stream of profanity. And I was quiet until I got
Hashem avenged Pollard's ass rape. His anus was chosen.
And then I said, okay, yes, I have something, words of consolation for their wives and children. We have an expression in Hebrew, Baruch Dayan Hemet.
What is that? Make up lies about persecution?
I thank God for having the wisdom to remember that at the time. And yeah, it was ironic, but it was appropriate.
She's not buying it? Yeah, she's like, sure, dude. Oh, you're only saying this now? Sure. That's crazy. I had my back broken. I was raped every day for 6 weeks in the Navy. It was real in my head. I said that joke. That's crazy. Reach deep into the playbook for this one. The Nazis stuck 25 centimeters of wood up my ass. Wow. He's like, I pulled out my ruler and I measured the stick. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. What else do I have here? I don't know if I'm ready for the flat earth. Let's do this Professor Jiang clip. Remember we covered before? It seems like he's fallen off a little bit. His generational run might be over. People are on to his shtick. But remember he told his story about how he was beating his kid, his 4-year-old kid, because he was crying because he got chlorine in his eyes at the water park, and it beat his kid so viciously because he wouldn't stop crying that the lifeguards, the white Canadian lifeguards, called the cops on him and told him to wait for the police to come because he shocked all the water park goers so much. And he's like, those evil white racist lifeguards intimidated me. I think we got a little explanation deeper into the lore on that backstory here. Amalek's clip from the Sneeko stream the other day. Listen to this. Listen to this Duganist, anti-Western. He hates white people because he was bullied by some white Canadians.
Can I ask you one more? I want to see, what was the greatest hardship you faced and how did you overcome it?
Well, I faced a lot of hardships in my life. But I mean, like, there were some distinct periods in my life when I really contemplated suicide. Okay, so maybe going to school in Canada, and people don't appreciate how racist Canadians are. But going to high school in Canada, and this was like the years when I was like 14 to 15, 16. I was bullied every single day. Okay, so when I went to school,
I wonder how a Chinese school would treat a bunch of the one little redhead kid or something that's living over in China. I wonder if they would ever pick on them or they would be the odd one out. This is why it's hard on children to take somebody from a foreign land and put them in a class with all of one group of people.
Sent $5 on Rumble. His juicy was obliterated.
That's gross, dude. It's juicy. That's ridiculous. That people don't appreciate how racist all the white people are in Canada.
I was bullied a lot. I mean, like people just beat me up in school. I was a terrible student because I was stressed all the time. So I did terrible in school, and the teachers didn't like me at all. I went home. My dad was a dishwasher, and he was basically abused at work as well. And I was a very disobedient kid, so he hit me a lot. So literally, like when I was a child, I didn't think there was any hope in life.
So his dad hit him. His dad hated white people and thought they were racist and felt bullied. And then he beat his kid who also hated the white people in Canada and was bullied. And then now he grows up and beats his kid and hates white people and calls them racist. Yeah, maybe your dad should have stayed in China where you fit in with everybody.
I was like, wait a minute, I go to school and I'm bullied. I go home, I'm bullied. So the only place where I found any comfort was in the library, reading books. And reading books transported me to like a different universe where I could be free, where I felt I could be with friends. And so I developed a real love of books. But at that time in my life, I was like, between the ages of like 14 to 17, I really wanted to kill myself. I had no friends. You
don't think there's any little Canadian white boys that don't have any friends and get bullied? Yeah, little white kids never get bullied. They never bully each other. Like it's just an Asian thing.
School, no one cared about your academics. Everyone cared about having a girlfriend.
It's sad. I don't want to see it. If that's the dynamic, if that's what happens, not just with white kids in Canada, but like anywhere around the world, you bring in somebody that's different and different than everybody else. Like the chances of that go up a ton.
And I was terrible at all three things. Okay, like no one wanted to be my friend. I was socially awkward, so I couldn't date, and I was,
And now they all worship you like you're professional.
Coordinated, okay. So high school was just the worst possible time for me.
So this is why he loves Dugan philosophy, and he's so anti-Western. He hates the West. He thinks they're evil and racist, and satanic and demonic.
And up until age 40, I had recurring nightmares of high school. I mean, like that's how traumatic it was for me. Like where like every day
that's crazy.
Thinking about high school.
The trauma is deep. The hatred for white people is deep.
And like about failing a math test or being beaten up, getting bullied, being pushed around, being a nobody. So that traumatized me. But as you point out, this adversity made me who I am today, and I'm very thankful.
Yeah, he acts like Chinese aren't racist towards other races too.
A really resilient person, so that like after that, I was never afraid to take the hard way. I was never afraid to take a path that was unconventional and that was risky.
He should have learned Kung Fu. Yeah, that would have helped.
I stay true to who I am, where there were many times in my life when I was like really dirt poor, and I could have like sold out and became like a PR guy. Or, like seriously.
Yeah, Canada was so white supremacist and racist that they just opened up their borders and are bringing foreigners in by the millions. So racist that they had to bring in a bunch of third worlders into Canada.
Public relations is being a prostitute, like literally being a prostitute. I worked for the United Nations for 6 months as a PR officer.
I did. I cannot stand Sneako's fuck. That sound effects is the worst. Oh, it's the worst. I hate it so much. That's the worst soundbite ever. Yeah, he's Dugan maxing. Did Dugan get picked on by some Viking Chads in Russia as a kid or something too? Some Ukrainian, Nordic Ukrainian Viking Chads just picked on Dugan, and that's the source of all his resentment. Yeah, I hate that. Fuck! It's the worst sound effect ever. It makes me hate Sneako even more than I thought I possibly could.
Relations, and that was like...
Amalek added that in? No, that's Sneako does it all the time, I'm pretty sure. That's not... Dude, I'm going to feeze out from the soundboard. I'm feezing. I feeze a lot, all right? I seethe a lot. Sound effect. Every time I hear that sound effect. Amalek, is that you?
I seethe a lot.
If that's Amalek, Amalek's making me seethe. But he did not add it. It's on his soundboard. I see him doing it all the time. There's another soundboard noise that really drives me crazy, too. It's like the hammer drop that Myron does.
I was poor for most of my life, and like this past year, because of my Substack, I'm making good money. But before that, my entire family was had a lot of financial hardship. So I feel that this is like a turning point in my life, and I don't want to go back to being poor, but at the same time, I'm not afraid of being poor. So like, if I say something stupid online and I get canceled, I'm not afraid of that. I'm like, you cancel me, or like take away my Substack. I don't care because I've been poor before. I know what it's like. For me, what matters is being true to myself, speaking the truth, and constantly.
I wonder how many Substack subscribers you guys have. Sign up to my Substack, okay? It's to own Professor Jiang. Fighting the good fight. Sneeko agrees. Remember, he just had Dugan and Professor Jiang on recently too. He was marching with BLM, talking about systemic white racism, and they got to have violence to fight against the systemic white racism. Noah Hyde Sneeko.
What Donnie does is he goes through a journey.
I'll definitely read that before it starts. I need to get through that. What's the? Is there a comparison? What does Dante's Inferno have to do with this?
So the Divine Comedy is in 3 parts, okay? So what Donnie does is he goes through a journey through the entire spiritual universe. So he starts in hell, the Inferno, then he goes to purgatory, and then he ends up in paradise, which is heaven, okay? And that's where he meets God, okay? So it's basically a spiritual journey. And the idea is that to seek enlightenment, you first have to experience hell. You first have to suffer. You first have to appreciate sin and evil in this world before you can actually appreciate the good and the divine.
Mm-hmm. So it's like from Frankism all the way to the monad.
Exactly.
Very interesting. I'll get there.
Yeah. But I mean, like I think the great books were designed to be first and foremost human. If you want to know what it means to be human, you read the great books, right? So by reading the great books, it allows you to become truly human, to understand what it means to be human. And that's why I think that every school should teach the great books, including Homer, including Dante, including Plato.
You know what sounds similar? Have you read Malcolm X's autobiography?
Okay, I don't know why you posted this, Amalek.
What our purpose is. Great, you're poor, you're going to experience hardship, okay? But that's because your purpose...
All right, can't hear anymore from him. Sorry, Jiang. All right, look at this. Let's do some more of this Jewish con artist flat earther. I'm so sick of these flat earthers and their enablers. Their accomplices. Super serious Flat Earth Dave, douchebag Dave, says there's only 2 types of Flat Earth deniers. You're either paid by big NASA, or your brain has been taken over spiritually by, your mind is spiritually taken over by evil spirits. This guy's running a flat earth cult too. I saw on this thing. He's like, oh, it's a whole community and we only do business with other flat earthers and your whole life changes and flat earthers are just the best. The whole thing was just a big promo for his flat earth app and website and flat earth delusional kook cult.
So, here's the thing. There's people that know the earth is flat and are out here trying to spread the word, trying to wake people up, free them from the matrix. Yeah. It literally frees you from the matrix. Then there's people that are just ignorant, that don't know, that are afraid to look, haven't heard. That's okay. And then there's the anti-flat earthers. There's 2 classes of them. Paid, which are very few, and other ones that are just not spiritually grounded and have let evil spirits take over their minds.
See, anybody that calls him out for his charlatan con artist lies is either paid by, I don't know, the globalist, paid by NASA, or your mind is taken over by demons. Does that seem good faith to anybody?
And have them fight. Here's the thing, take over their minds.
Demons have taken over their minds.
Here's the thing.
Like a total con artist leader. No, you're either a total retard grifter or a lying grifter. One of the two. And it's lying because we know he's lying. He's been corrected on things and he keeps regurgitating his script. All right, there's first clip. Oops. Jake responded to my clip that I shared yesterday where he promotes biblical flat earth. Look at this.
Yeah. And I would just like to add, to the religious people, both Muslim and Christian, I believe flat Earth would fit that model.
100%. Page 1 of the Bible. God separate.
Hey, Christians and Muslims, you believe in the Bible. Well, flat Earth matches that model. Why not believe in flat Earth? Dude, Jake is literally like trying to hide his flat Earth power levels. He goes, next I'm going to be flat Earth Jake. And he goes, you are flat Earth Jake.
Page 1 of the Bible. God separated the waters from the waters and created the firmament. The firmament is the dome, and there's waters above. NASA, everything in space is water. Docking, Sea of Tranquility, ships. Everything is nautical terms. Kind of weird.
Oh, there must be water in the sky. They use terms from previous travel.
Great conversation, Dave. Yeah, I would just
Great conversation, bro. Didn't know what to say. Jake says, first of all, I said, Jake Shills is really promoting biblical flat earth, and Dave Weiss, who is Jewish, he says, I wasn't promoting anything. Yeah, you were, dude. If you bring on flat earth Dave and don't push back at all and are agreeing with him the whole time, that's promoting something. The whole thing was a commercial for his flat earth cult. And made it clear, I think the world is likely not flat. Yeah, dude, you made it so clear. Totally clear. You are divisive retard, and I allowed you to come on. So it's just divisive to say that the Bible's not real and the Jewish God's fake and the Jews were never chosen. Too divisive for Jake. And retard coming from Jake. Yeah, Jake Shields calling me a retard. Couldn't come up with anything better. I've been calling him a retard. He's like, no, you're the retard, actually. I don't know if the Bible is, if the earth's flat or not. I'm not sure. I think it likely is not flat. But you never know. Never know. Like, you believe Bill Nye the Science Guy? That was one of his lines. What do you mean likely? You likely think it's flat? That's so funny. See Through It All says, you agree there's no proof the earth is a globe. Sounds like flat earth to me. There's only two choices. Yeah, you only bring on the flat earther, the Jewish flat earther that says that Judaism's all good and teaches flat earth to rabbis. And he says, there's no proof the earth is a globe. So Jake, you say you agree there's no proof the earth is a globe. You try to discount Bill Nye the Science Guy and Neil deGrasse Tyson. You go along with all of the stupid talking points, complete ignorance, don't push back on anything, and say, I'm not promoting it. It's likely flat, though. It's likely not flat. After all week trying to deny that there's low IQ anti-Semitism, and you bring on this Jewish disinfo operative. Great. Total vindication.
I do a lot of TikTok lives and stuff because it's a platform where people can come up and ask questions. And we say opposition only. Come up with your best globe proof. And people come on Earth. Of course, it's a globe. Like, what's your proof? They don't have any. Oh, they only have questions about flat Earth.
As a child, and experts say it. You asked me earlier why do you think it? Because if I had to choose, that's what I would say. But the only reason I think it is because I was taught that as a child.
Yeah,
I have no proof of it.
I do.
No proof. He has no proof that the Earth is round. Oh, I just believe it because I was indoctrinated. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the same stupid thing all the flat earthers say. Oh, you can't handle it. You're just too traumatizing. Your worldview will be shattered. It's just, you're brainwashed since you're a kid that we're on a globe. The greatest lie ever. He's like, I have no proof of it. I only just believe it because I was taught it. Yeah, dude, totally not promoting flat earth.
It said the best comment so far was 1 + 1 = idiot.
And they're like, that guy's a Jew. What'd you say? Jake's a Jew?
I said, Jake's a Jew. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're talking to me. A lot of Jews think I'm like some hateful Nazi.
You know, I know less about the Jewish religion than most people.
He doesn't care, dude. Any big platform he can go on to shill his app and try to recruit new cult members, he'll take it, dude. Doesn't matter.
Actually, for the first time in my life, once a week, I had done a pod.
Jake, one of Jake's best friends, that who's like the redhead Alabama boy in the UFC, Bryce Mitchell, his best UFC fighter friend, Bryce Mitchell, also a flurf, also a Christ brain flurf. Oh, I'm sure he's not though. His buddy Stu Peters, who introduced these guys to each other. Oh, of course, yeah. All your friends are flurfs. But yeah, you're not promoting. Totally.
$5
Thank Onyx Rock. Yeah, he does a podcast for rabbis once a week. Totally not kosher propaganda.
I'm actually, for the first time in my life, once a week, I have I had done a podcast to a whole bunch of these rabbis, are very strong Jewish people. I think some of them are rabbis, or all of them, and they offered to teach me for a half an hour a week. Just read through their stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm interested. I want to. A lot of people say there's some crazy shit. So far, I've been doing it for a year. They haven't said anything that's really. It's all good. It's all good
so
stuff.
I think there is crazy shit, but it's not like
They haven't got.
See, there's crazy shit in Judaism, but like not all of it. Judaism's not so bad. Is that what I'm hearing? The attitude right now? You're letting this Jewish flat Earth con artist tell you that there's nothing bad about Judaism, and you agree with them? What is this?
All good. It's all
yeah,
good
so
stuff.
I think there is crazy shit, but it's not like
They haven't gotten to it. I'm waiting for it.
So
I'm waiting for it.
hopefully the mainstream ones don't like cover any of that.
Yeah,
Hopefully, like the mainstream ones are just like good Jews that just believe in like the nice parts of the Bible. Like, is that what we're doing?
That's like old buried shit. But you see shit in Israel, in my opinion, is pretty dark. And
listen to this.
Great conversation, Dave.
All right, man.
I'm sure
Thanks.
We'll both get a little people mad at us, but I always talk to whoever I want to, and hopefully I'm sure we'll do it again.
All right, awesome.
I think because there's all kinds of topics we could hit.
Yep. Watch out for the trolls in the comments. You'll just see who they are and just ignore them. Ignore them. Don't
listen to anybody that calls out his shtick. Don't listen to anybody that debunks all his lies. They're all demonic trolls. Don't listen to the demonic trolls that say he's a Jewish grifter, making the goyim retarded and selling a biblical bullshit. Don't do that.
Don't feed the demons.
Exactly. Well, thanks a lot.
All right, man.
Don't feed the demons. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. All those globalist demons. Exactly. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to all those smart, high IQ science people. Don't listen to all those pagans that say the Bible's not real. Don't do that. Wow. So bad. Such cope. Podcasts are literally making the world dumber. Look at this level. Let's see the latest from this guy on Sean Ryan.
Disprove evolution. I would love to hear you disprove evolution. Can we do that? Well, the main issue with evolution is the following.
Hold on. Before we get to the evolution, I forgot I got some more TikToks. This guy.
Flat Earth is easy to believe because of the evidence that you just, look around and it looks flat, and like it's easier to believe that it's flat than that bullshit.
No, I agree. I'm just saying there's all of
the Earth is so big you would never expect to be able to on the ground see the curve. Of course it's going to look flat. Well, it looks flat. Really, is this Grant Cardone? Is this guy's name? How is this Jewish propagandist getting total crank getting on all these huge podcasts? How is Flat Earth Jewish huckster invited on more big podcasts than anybody that's just saying the Bible's fake? Isn't that weird? Doesn't that feel a little kosher?
Model, if you understood it. Do you know what the three-body problem is?
The three-body
problem. You can take a supercomputer and three bodies.
No, just lie.
Hold on to Pluto, which is so far away, we speed up and slow down.
Okay, hold on. Here's another one now.
If it was spinning, wouldn't we feel it? And they're like, no, that's gravity. It's like, okay, maybe, but like it doesn't make sense. And here's what also doesn't make sense. If you come off the globe, right? I don't know how high do you need to get to where eventually you're no longer in the Earth's atmosphere. Is that possible?
We can get up to about 127,000 feet where the atmosphere is pretty thin, but there's still atmosphere.
But when you come back down, are you in the same spot?
So the Earth is spinning at about 1,000 miles an hour ground speed, right?
Supposedly, or
that's what they say. No, it's not spinning in the globe model. I'll be more clear when I.
Well, the reason why is because like just use common sense brain. I didn't say super genius, no science brain, just common sense.
Dude, we got Tucker Carlson bringing on Owen Benjamin, who's a flat earther that promotes the Dave App shtick, calling him a genius. We got this guy bringing on Flat Earth Dave. We got Jake bringing on Flat Earth Dave. Guys, I saw Sam Hyde had on Flat Earth Dave. Does he like push back and expose him, or do we have to go watch that right now?
Average brain. Okay. I would think if this table is spinning a million miles an hour and there's gravity holding the cup there, that's fine. But I would think that if I pick the cup up like this and this thing is actually spinning and I bring it back down, it would not be in the exact same spot. Like
They've
like
shot
the table
cannonballs
would have
straight
moved.
up, and the cannonball lands right back in the cannon again if they get it perfectly straight. Now,
So how do they?
Yeah, and when you're on an airplane and you toss up a ball, it lands in your hand. How are they still doing this? How are they still doing this? The stupidest talking points.
How do they unexplain that?
So they say that
Hyde does not push back. I got it pulled up. I want to watch it.
because of billion.
Sam made fun of him the whole time. Good. I hope so. I need to see that because I'm all these guys taking him seriously and going along with him is gonna make me fees out. It's gonna make me cortisol spike. Let's see where are we at right now. 66. I guess I'm chill. We're chill.
Of years of friction from the topographicalness of the earth. This is what they say. It's so dumb, right? But the earth is spinning to the west, right? That way the sun would come up from the east. That's what
Big
they say.
Swag
It's
fella
spinning
sent
to the west.
$5 on Rumble. Sam Hyde def on Dave a bit on the interview, but he also sort of defended him as well.
We'll watch a little bit. I haven't seen
So
it.
if you launch this balloon, which is
If it was spinning, wouldn't we? Now, when you say no one can go to Antarctica,
yeah,
it's guarded.
He's still saying that? Dude, they went to Antarctica. He was invited, and he says it's fake. It's in a studio. It's CGI. They're secret Freemasons. They're in on it. Dude.
Big Swag fella sent $5 on Rumble.
Oh,
Sam sort of
come
made
on.
that the government lies about everything, so maybe Earth is flat.
Dude, these conspiratainment slop peddlers are a pox on humanity, dude. They are the worst. We are an idiocracy.
Bidden.
nobody can independently explore Antarctica.
As individually? Because
dude, your boys went there and filmed the 24-hour sun, and he's still running with the, well, you can't go independently. Yeah, because it's a liability. You'll go down there and die, probably. That's why.
Independent exploration of Antarctica. They tell us that you can't drop a cigarette butt there. You can't even ask yourself.
No, dude, you could go if you wanted. You could easily raise money. You probably made the money already to get a ticket and get down there. It's doable. People do it. And you were offered a free trip and refused. And what was his cope that he didn't go? Oh, they're demons. They're demons. Dude, cut the demon bullshit. Yeah, Jeranism, a flat earther, a big flat earther, went down there, saw that it was the 24-hour sun was real, and now walked it back and says the earth is a sphere. He conceded. And they all turned against him and called him a Fed.
There. But meanwhile,
yeah, you can't drop a cigarette butt in any national park. That's not impressive.
Who's they? Tell us.
This is called the Antarctic Treaty. Happened after Admiral Byrd went out there, and all the countries in the world.
Thank you. He was invited to go on an all-expense-paid trip in Antarctica to see the 24-hour sun. He turned it down. He knew he wouldn't be able to lie about it anymore. He declined, and he's still doing the lie. And Jake brings him on and gives him no pushback at all, and then says, "You're a retard and divisive. I'm not promoting it. I'm not promoting flat Earth. There's no such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism."
Signed on to this treaty that nobody can independently explore Antarctica. Meanwhile,
according to this, though, 50 countries operate independent Antarctic research stations.
yes, just research stations. They're all along the shoreline of Antarctica.
Well, they got no reason to go hundreds of miles deeper in there. Maybe. How about that?
We had some.
It says there's no military presence stopping civilians.
They say that, but it's not true.
I know, but see, like, let's go to Antarctica.
They say that, but it's not true because I say so.
I almost want to like say, hey, let's take a little vacation and go see, because I can't believe nobody in the world.
Dude, why are you not telling him about he's not even bringing up that they went and he was offered. Such a liar, such a con artist liar. Why doesn't he bring up the Antarctica thing and say, oh, well, actually, he was invited? He'll make an excuse not to go with you either.
Not interested and just wants to go see.
4,000 likes on this, by the way.
More Bitcoin than 3.
Because I can't. How's that?
Well, then again, let's raise some money from other people.
Dude, anybody that looks at this guy and can't, anybody that, does that seem like a trustable face to you? I would not buy a deli sandwich from that guy.
And again, let's raise some money from other people that might believe you. Like, there's got to be a lot of flat earthers. Let's get everybody to throw in 10 grand and offer that reward, because
they did this, dude.
Go do it. It's because it's going to cost more than 300 grand.
But here's the problem. The problem is, what is it going to prove? And two,
if there's nobody up there.
First, if you want to independently explore Antarctica, you have to file permits.
What is it going to prove? This guy's been saying that there's no 24-hour sun at the South Pole for years because it's impossible on a flat Earth, and that would prove the sphere. And now he says, what would that prove?
I think you have to pay like $1 million in fees, and if they deny it, they keep the fees.
No.
There and it's cloudy. What happened? All of that time and effort. These are supposedly the bases, but if you look at it on a flat Earth, it's just the bases around here. And and
you can still see the 24-hour sun. What does that matter that they don't go? Somebody skied. There is expeditions that go all the way across Antarctica also.
We have documentaries showing why there's no bases over here. There's a reason. Again, longer than this podcast has time for.
What's the reason, though?
The reason is, well, this is actually farther south. This goes beyond where there's any light. So there's no light out here. So they don't have any bases out here. There's a series on the Antarctic section on the FAQ page called Scamartica. I encourage people to watch it. Here's the problem. There's 3 episodes. They're all over 2 hours. One of them's over 3 hours.
Now, when you say no one can go to Antarctica, because we're not on a fucking
Because you're
globe.
not curving. It's flat. That's why. It doesn't feel like you're moving. You know why?
Because we're not.
You know, the sun and the moon look like they're the same size. You know why?
Is he joking, or is he really going along with all this
Max
stuff?
Bear sent $5 on Rumble.
No.
Even a deli sandwich?
Nah, I mean,
it's a delicious sandwich.
I don't know. Maybe he could make a good deli sandwich. You get the point. I wouldn't buy a used car from him, okay? That's just the played out cliche. I just wanted to come up with one more.
Because they are.
Okay,
More
they
for
seem like
him.
they're close. Do you know why?
Because they are.
Yes. Do you seem like you're at the center of creation?
Well, yeah.
Do you feel like you're created by a creator?
I think that, dude. Who is this guy? What's with the podcast sphere being all pushing retardation? Where is any big influencer in the world to talk about the Bible's fake? Genesis is fake. Evolution is real. All of this is completely retarded. Where is that? It's like everybody's walking on eggshells, scared to call out this mental illness.
You didn't come from pond scum?
Yes.
Okay, everything they teach us is the opposite of the truth. It's inverted.
I can't bomb that. That's not a fact. I do believe I'll bomb that we do have a creator.
Okay. Thank you.
That I will bomb because
Genesis. Genesis is real. Evolution's not real, huh?
I believe that's a fact. It's too crazy for it not to be a fact.
100%.
And you cannot explain anything without one. There's no way we just popped up and shit.
No, that exactly. We didn't just pop up. We started as a very simple type of life form, a DNA, an RNA, a single cell organism. Yeah, pond scum, millions of years of intricate cellular development. Exactly. Billions of years. Yeah. No, the story of it just poofing into existence is the Bible and a creator. You need And then you have to have your creator poofed into existence to then poof in all of reality. Yeah, how did everything come about? Oh, just some magical entity magically did it. Oh, great explanation. No, it happened naturally, or it just is eternal and that's just the way it is. Oh, that's impossible. Dude, Genesis, Yahweh forms a man in clay and breathes into his nostrils. If you think that's not a magical bullshit explanation, but evolution is, there's something wrong with you.
Anyway, I'll have you back. I'm going to try to bring you back though with someone else, and I want to put together a real one. I'll approve it with you.
Okay.
I want to make sure that there's no arguing and name calling. I want you to make your statement, and then I want them to combat that. But it'll probably, be that's not true.
Dude, this has been done. He's already lost many debates. He got absolutely decimated by Professor Dave. He doesn't want to do debates. Oh, I don't debate demons, he says.
And that's not true. And then I'll say, I was right the whole time. You don't know for a fact, and you don't know for a fact. You're both just choosing.
Nobody can know. Nobody knows. The earth can be anything. Nobody knows anything.
Believe what you've chosen to believe, and that's why
it's all belief. Oh, it's just your globalist religion. NASA's your religion. You just have faith in the globe. There's no proof of it. This is disgusting that these big influencers are doing this, dude.
Why? Because, dude, we're not going to be able to prove it until some people get together, throw some money in the ring, which I'll be happy to do if there's enough flat earthers or enough globers, and let's do it.
They've already done it. Does he not correct him and say that they just did this? Of course, this lying fraud wouldn't mention that. That's crazy.
I think space is fake. Do you?
I think space is fake. 12,000 likes for this guy. Ready?
Space is fake. Do you?
I think it's fake. I don't believe the scientists on the TV.
Yeah. We're in a firmament. They haven't been to space.
There's a Bible says there's a firmament. We haven't been to space. Dude, this guy. 12,000 likes.
Do you? Yeah. We're in a firmament. They haven't been to space. All the moon landings were bollocks. Every single image is CGI. You find me a fucking a picture of a satellite in space that isn't CGI.
There is a
Show me a picture of the flat Earth then, okay?
radiation belt, which I'm still confused.
They call it the Van Allen belt.
That's
that's meant to be out in space, so it still has to be fake. That's just another story.
A fake.
There's a firmament.
Space is fake.
Of it, like the GoPro going up on one of them balloons and hitting it. You can hear water. Space is fake.
What is happening? Of course, TikTok boosts all this stuff. That's the music for retards? Dude.
Does.
They don't even know.
Well, those individuals, but Google will tell you the circumference.
Google
of the
will
Earth.
tell you, but how did they determine it?
Back in
Eratosthenes with his sticks and shadows that works perfectly on a flat Earth.
Which A is bullshit.
No, it doesn't.
With a small
but he thinks the Greeks discovering it is bullshit.
On a flat Earth,
which A is bullshit.
Right, with a small
bullshit.
The sun is over one of them, so there's no shadow. The sun is here, so there's a shadow. He saw a shadow. He either proved the Earth was flat and didn't know it with a small local sun, or the Earth could be a globe, but we know it's not.
240 BC.
We know it's not.
They didn't have a fucking calculator.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you the story about Eratosthenes.
Yeah, they could do math, dude. Just because they didn't have a calculator didn't mean they didn't have math. They couldn't do geometry. How'd they measure that without no calculator? That's so funny.
To send his buddy 500 miles away. You know how he measured 500 miles? He counted his steps. And then somehow he got there. The weather was perfect. And they did the measurement at the exact same time.
Oh, dude, the weather. The weather was perfect. It wasn't cloudy, so it's a conspiracy. The weather would never be sunny in two places at the same time, relatively close to each other.
They had a long string and a can, and they were like, hello, and they talked to each other. I mean, none of it makes any sense.
They did have math.
Eratosthenes would have been the world famous mathematician back then. There was many other mathematicians that came after him in that area. They never wrote about him until the 1900s. That story didn't even surface.
That's probably a lie.
1900s.
Well, again, dude, I don't believe that shit. Like,
well,
I don't.
We didn't come from no monkeys. I don't believe that. I only believe the Bible.
Any of that shit. Like,
Again,
just use common sense. Like, dude, in 240 BC, they measured the fucking earth. They couldn't measure their ass.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing. It's amazing. And that's why they had beautiful architecture and advanced philosophy. Dude, how is this just like hating on the greatest accomplishments of Western civilization? That's all these guys do. Grant Cardone, 7.4. Hold on. Am I getting this guy mixed up? Is this not Grant Cardone? It's not. That's somebody different. What's this guy's name? Chat. Help me out here.
Like, you know, they didn't have plumbing. Okay, they couldn't figure out a toilet.
Dude, the Romans did have plumbing. They had bathing. They had advanced aqueduct systems. Like, what are you talking about, dude? How ignorant is this guy?
You know, they were shitting in an outhouse. Like, they couldn't figure out plumbing, but man, they figured out how the circumference of the whole planet was and what it weighed does.
They don't even know.
Well, those individuals.
I doubt they got what it weighed. Does anybody know this guy's name?
We're seeing this proliferation of
Hold on. Do we have any more of this guy? That must have been it. All right.
The main issue with evolution is we have taken enormous scientific leaps in the fossil records, right? So if evolution is true, then you find single-celled or multi-celled organisms, right? And you go from single-celled or two-celled organisms to four-celled, to eight-celled, to 16-celled. You go through a progressive evolution, if you will, of these organisms evolving into an increasingly more being-like creature. So evolution says basically that some bacteria got together in a mud puddle and they mated, and we went from single-celled organisms to multi-celled organisms to quadricellular to hexacellular.
They mated. Single cell organisms mated. No, dude, they self-replicated. Skipped a big step. Dude, this guy knows what he's talking about, bro. This guy knows evolution.
To multicellular, and then these organisms began to form into systems that created organ systems, and then you basically had what is a rudimentary non-air breathing organism that was in the water to an organism that had gills, and then those gills.
Okay, yeah, we know what evolution is, dude. So how is it wrong exactly? You're just gonna be like, I don't believe it. That's gonna be his debunk.
Onto land, and then they started to breathe oxygen, and then this whole lineage of species evolved from this. The problem is there's zero evidence of that. The problem is you have these
there's actually
single-celled organisms and
there's all the evidence in the world for it. Actually, there's no evidence. Says you. Cool vest, bro. There's actually just like no evidence for it though, but the Bible's real.
Evidence of that. The problem is you have these
you just lie.
single-celled organisms and multi-celled organisms, and then there's just a giant gap in the fossil record, and you have animals, and then
Not true.
Have man. But we don't have a fossil record that takes us from single and multi-celled organisms into an entire species, and we just simply ignore
That's not true.
So
that's not true. You go through the strata, the lower levels, it is a older species, less evolved things. These guys just lie. Would you see some Christian just say that on a TikTok and that you just he's on meth? He looks like he's on something.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's just because he
I
just
would
made
love
it
to
up.
hear you disprove evolution.
Yeah, dude. Let me hear you disprove it. Great job. Great job disproving. Let's hear Keith Woods. We need to lower our cortisol by hearing Keith Woods talk about how The importance of truthfulness and intelligent people may be delusioned with the right when it engages in sloppy or dishonest reporting or schizo conspiracy theories.
They've made a bunch of wrong predictions. Again, we're getting to a point now where you have this dissident truth movement, and this is something Nick Fuentes has talked about, that good people increasingly are just going to check out. Like they're going to go online, see this stuff, and eventually it just gets tiresome. It's like, they're lying again about the numbers dead in this war. They're lying again about some detail to support a conspiracy. They've made a bunch of wrong predictions. Again, eventually intelligent people want to find reliable sources that correctly predict the future, that correctly tell them what's going on.
Not schizo conspiratard, flat earth, like Bible believers. No, the young, smart people are not down with flat earth Dave. Only the retards. You want to collect an army of retards? There you go.
And the mainstream media might not have a good track record, but increasingly the right is becoming much less reliable. We're getting to a point now where you have this dissident.
The Q-tards, the inmates are running the asylum. We need a secular right. We can't have the left dominate. We can't have the secular left, the dichotomy be only a secular left and a religious right. Army of retards sounds dangerous, yeah. Okay, let's see a little bit of Sam Hyde with Dave Weiss. I've not seen this. Where are we at?
Earth that makes people so angry. You know what I mean, right? I'm not crazy, am I? I'm talking about Reddit tier rage. I'm talking about foaming at the mouth. Absolute.
They always do this thing. Oh, why are you so mad? Why do you care? What does it matter? What does it matter that we're selling a biblical bullshit lie that distracts everybody and keeps them, throws them off the scent completely of what's really going on in the world? Who cares that lying Jewish con artists like Flat Earth Dave are running around selling bullshit apps and creating a cult of morons? What does it matter?
Seething. Next thing you know, they're at your door, banging with torches and pitchforks. It's not just the rabble that's coming for you, it's PhDs! It's people that should be making money! They're taking time out of their day to debunk a TikTok video you made, a guy who's got a PhD who should be making money. You think I'm crazy? That's crazy.
Yeah, because these videos of schizo conspiracies go crazy viral. Tons of people are being turned schizophrenic by believing these things. Yes.
That's crazy.
Dude, he's looking very Lenin in this outfit with those glasses. He's purposely trying to look like Lenin with those glasses?
We're living in an age, a conspiratorial age, where you can say that I believe the birds are surveillance drones. Okay, I believe that. You can tell someone at the grocery store about Epstein's Island, and you might get some
Who cares about kosher disinfo proliferating everywhere by a bunch of hucksters? What's the big deal?
Belief, you'll probably get some people nodding. Say, yeah, that could be true. Everybody.
Trotsky. I meant Trotsky. Yeah, not Lenin. Trotsky, obviously. Thank you.
Everybody knows, okay? The cat's out of the bag. But the flat earth thing seems to touch a nerve. It shatters the dome of that fragile little snow globe their ego lives inside. Science says, we know. Who's we? By the way, this is a digression, but this is my personal favorite. When a fucking woman says, we sent a man to the moon, that's very funny to me, sweetie pie. You programmed a computer? That's gorgeous to me and sexy. And you're so sweet.
Dude, when a woman says we, she doesn't mean females did it. She means like collectively humanity or America or our government. Yeah, so far Hyde is an apologist. He seems to be taking the flat earth side right here. He's trying to milk the flat earth cult, I guess.
Good and beautiful. It punctures the hypnotic hum of modernity. It says, hey bro, what if everything you believe is a lie? What
He's
if
believing too.
Your education is just programming? What if the guy with the blue check and the telescope is just another ape in a lab coat dancing for funding? Flat Earth is social sacrilege. Be very careful where you throw this idea around. More than any crime statistics, more than any
Dave just sitting there listening to this monologue is so funny.
denial of historical events. This idea right here, this is nuclear toxic waste that you don't want to touch unless you're ready to handle the real stuff. It's a social sacrilege. It suggests that there's no bottom, that there's no bedrock, there's no consensus reality. It's just a spinning chaos of symbols and half-remembered Science Channel documentaries. It's an abyss that the average person is not ready to gaze into. They need the globe. They need to feel like there's something solid under their feet, even if that something solid is spinning 20,000 miles an hour. Okay. Do I believe that the Earth is flat? I believe it's funny that you'd even ask me that question.
From a government weather balloon.
Okay.
Came back down.
I'm hoping he's doing a bit pretending to be a kooky flat earther. Yeah, I know. He's a comedian. So I'm hoping. That's kind of what it seems like to me so far.
Corrected for curvature by a blind NASA intern. Tonight, we interrogate the geometry of reality.
Break free from the retarded sphere. Hey, I would love everybody to collectively shun them and ostracize them and relentlessly mock them so that everybody is peer pressured to not follow these crazy kooks. But they're boosted by the algorithms. They're boosted by the grifters who want to monetize the retards out there, the gullible goyim.
Examine the collapse of consensus science and meet a man who once tried to uninstall Canon BJC 85 bubble jet printer drivers with karate. This is the Sam Hyde Show.
Our guest today, Flat Earth Dave. A round of applause for Flat Earth Dave, guys. Yes! Dave, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks, Sam. That was some opening.
Well, I try to please and I try to tease. Let's take it to the right. What do we call them anyway?
That's good.
Globeheads. Fuck these people.
I'll be a globehead.
Dr. Emeritus David Weiss, PhD.
No.
A passionate advocate and researcher who challenges conventional views. Let me do that without laughing. Host of the podcast Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, former seafarer with 15 years of experience on tankers, drill ships, and military cargo vessels. He brings a distinctive viewpoint shaped by his observations at sea. I give you, ladies and gentlemen, Flat Earth Dave. Flat Earth Dave, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I have no idea where half of that came from, so...
Are you? That's not true?
That's not me.
Oh, you weren't on a boat?
I wasn't on a military boat or anything. I did windsurf across the Atlantic Ocean.
You windsurfed across the Atlantic Ocean?
Newfoundland, Canada to Weymouth, England in '98. It was called the Transatlantic Windsurfing Race, and it was a relay race. 4 sailors from 4 countries, and it was a heck of a trip. We had 30-foot waves for 8 of the days.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What's your, how old are you?
I don't identify with chronological age, so I'm offended at that question.
Where are you from?
I'm from Greenwich, Connecticut.
Oh, nice. I'm from Wilton.
I'm 62.
You're from Greenwich?
Yeah, why not?
Do you live in Greenwich?
I do. I was born and
Are
raised
you rich?
there. No, I live on the poor side, Riverside.
How much money do you have?
None right now. I'm broke.
You have no money?
No, none.
Oh, fuck. Bye, Dave. No.
He claimed in the other interview that he has 230,000 people in his Flat Earth app, and they charge $10 a year for it. This guy should be you should not be able to be financially viable promoting this type of retarded bullshit online. That is a catastrophe of humanity that somebody this stupid, this much of a huckster is able to do this full time.
My background is I went to school of marketing and psychology. I went into corporate America. I worked in the printing industry for 20 years. I went into the solar power business.
Solar power business?
Yeah.
How old were you when you did that?
Oh, that's a great question.
Were you an original solar scammer?
15 years. Well, it was residential, the company I went with, and then I brought them into the commercial division. And then wars, famine, child trafficking, everything, all of that could not happen if people didn't think they were spinning out of control, lost in a godless universe. Everything, that you could hope to work for, like the American dream. Went to college, went to corporate America.
You actually believe you believe that the globe lie
is the
That's
foundation.
that's the foundation of all evil.
Yeah.
And you are a fighter for justice.
I'm looking for a better future for my kids and for myself. And for you. Not them, though.
All right, so what fucking f***its are paying me to say something today?
Sam Hyde Show ad read.
Goody.
You are now listening to an advertisement.
Oh, how could I forget?
Answers, but they still want to defend it. So.
Are you the most famous globe denier?
I don't know about that. I don't look at it as a popularity thing. I definitely have the biggest mouth and do the most number of interviews, so you can argue that. I mean, I have woken up countless people on my app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, shameless plug. There are currently 225,000 or 220,000 people currently using it. These are people just here on the East Coast that are flat earthers. You know, people say, oh, good luck getting a job, right? Well, guess what?
I would only hire flat earthers.
We'll only hire flat earthers. Right? Think about it. You want to hire somebody to build a cabinet, and you got 10 applicants, and they're all relatively the same qualifications, but one of them...
Okay, it looks like it's $3. Oh, $4 for Flat Earth Pro. Flatverse. There's a bunch of Flat Earth apps. Oh my gosh. Do not download. I've heard people have reported that it's not safe and secure. Flat Earth, Sun and Moon Clock, Blue Water Bay, $3. 50,000 plus downloads. Flat Earth Map, 500,000 downloads. Oh, what does it matter? Why does it bother you so much that there's 500,000 complete schizos in a reality-denying cult?
He is a little less experienced, but he's the only flat earther.
Yeah.
He's getting the job because he can think.
Yeah.
He has the ability to think, you know, and it's not just the U.S., it's UK. This is worldwide.
You're blowing up in the UK over there.
Once you go flat, you never globe back because you can't.
You would have a hiring policy that discriminates.
That's not true. What about Jiang? Jiang was one of the biggest Flat Earth YouTube channels. He was Flat Earth. He went to Antarctica. He realized there's a 24-hour sun, and now he knows we live on a globe. Wrong. Dude, this guy's such a fraud with this. How many total bullshit lies out of this guy's mouth every day? And these big influencers help enable him to do it.
100%. 100%. We actually have a dating section or a matchmaker. And so I have it set for I'm a male looking for a female.
Yeah. Reverse eugenics. Yeah, they're breeding greater retards.
This age group within 200 miles.
Holy shit.
Dude, if your mom and dad meet through a flat earth dating app, you are cooked. The odds the deck is stacked against you if both of your parents are flat earthers and devotees of Flat Earth Dave.
Message them. You can do all sorts of stuff.
Oh, yo.
So, again, this is just bringing like-minded people together, educating them.
I wonder how many girls Flat Earth Dave is banged. I think he might be married. Actually, in fact, I think he's got like a hot wife. I remember Big Tech covering this before. Let's look up his wife.
And freeing them from the globe matrix.
We're going to talk about the news here.
The globe matrix.
7 NASA plans on returning to the moon. Who's the director going to be?
Since 1970, they kept saying they're going back, they're going back, they're going back. And they just keep kicking the can down the road. There was a fire.
And they just flew around it last month, and he covered it and just goes, fake, fake, don't believe that. Look, that looks fake, that's fake. Oh, look, they changed the camera angle, fake.
There was a budget cut. Oh, we're going to Mars. We're going to the moon.
Dave, can you cut them some slack, man?
Yeah.
They're finally going back, 2027.
You know, I was driving up here today.
Roseanne had him on also. Dude, it's just so cooked.
Hey, I was on a TikTok live, and we had a globehead on there. And he's like, what are you guys going to do in 2 years when Artemis goes to the moon? And I'm like,
oh, why does it bother you so much? Because you're a bunch of retard con artists calling us all liars and demonic or paid and stupid and pretending like you're smarter than everybody when you're a total retard. Yeah, everybody is irritated and thinks that's obnoxious. You're clowns.
Really? You haven't seen how many times they just keep doing this and they just like, it's coming, just 2 more years, just 2 more years.
Hell yeah.
So stupid.
That's fucking awesome. NASA's Artemis program aims to return humans to the moon.
Hey everyone.
Landing the first woman. Oh, it gets better and better. It's like Christmas. and man at the South Pole, where water ice. It's in 2 sets of quotes.
Roseanne Barr, Rabbi Roseanne, has him on for 135,000 views. Dude.
Has been found. Yeah. Well, they found water. They got Mickey D's up there with Artemis 3 targeting a crewed lunar landing. The program is part of a larger plan to establish a sustainable lunar presence and prepare for future missions to Mars. It's an exciting time to be a dumbass.
Yes.
There's a lot going on, if you believe in that. There's a lot of fun stuff going on for dumbasses these days.
NASA gets about $80 million a day, allegedly.
Holy fucking
That's
shit.
how much they take from us. I don't know if NASA actually gets that. It's going into black budgets, probably.
Damn. These guys are some grifters, man. Operation LAC, the U.S. military sprayed zinc cadmium sulfide, a potentially toxic chemical, over cities like St. Louis and Minneapolis to test chemical dispersal, exposing unaware residents, including children, to health risks. This is the news?
It's just a little way to say they want.
All right, I figured it out. That guy's name was Brad Lee. Brad Lee. Not Bradley, first name, Brad Lee.
Us to forget, but we're saying, hey, we remember.
This is new. Well, it's absolutely new to me.
That's right.
What did they spray?
Zinc cadmium sulfide, a potentially toxic chemical.
I believe they just did that in New York City subway system last week. They announced it.
Really?
Did they really?
They tested.
Maxed Out Bear sent $5 on Rumble. One can be critical of biblical claims and religious kooks and also be skeptical of unprovable claims of globe dimensions and fantasy physics from the religion of NASA. Never say never, Adam.
Yeah, you need smart skepticism, though. Just saying nuh-uh, nuh-uh, nuh-uh is not intelligent skepticism. If you have skepticism and then you got to listen to the answers and then be smart enough to determine if those answers are satisfactory or not. Healthy skepticism, yes, but just denying everything and claiming everything's fake is not healthy skepticism.
They're testing.
You need the same skepticism to this guy. How about that?
In case there's a terrorist gas attack, how they spread through the subway system.
Whites only community.
Of data sets from several.
Curvature in 20 miles is way more than that.
No, that sounds theatrical.
It's not. It's just a way to
That
see.
sounds
a bright
like
light.
you were just sort of, or it starts to break him. You have to understand the mechanisms at play here. It's a cultural bluff call, a joke so sharp it cuts through the veil of modernity. It's a man standing up in the middle of a polite dinner party, calmly placing his napkin on the table and saying, "This was a lovely dinner, and now I'm gonna rape your wife." The content of the claim doesn't matter. It could be anything. The real assertion is that none of this is real. Say you think 9/11 was fishy, people nod, maybe offer a, "Yeah, I heard about Building 7. Say you believe the earth is flat, and now you're a threat, a lunatic, a problem.
Thank you, John.
$30 to half of the goal. 30 shekels.
Huh.
The Rebbe blessed them and told me to give it to you.
Oh, have you posted that?
Deception. In Judaism, if you give to charity, you gain eternal life. So, Goyim, bless the top goy.
Thank you, John. John asked for the graphic of the Rebbe holding my book. Does that mean you posted it? I'll go look and see if you posted it.
You're a bug in the system that needs to be eliminated. This is literally the plot of The Matrix. Okay, Logan Paul talks about this. Flat Earth is the first domino. You can feel the cracks forming in real time. COVID, college, feminism, the Holocaust, gravity. It's all a hoax. All these things propped up by a shared hallucination. And when one guy, just one, has the balls to say, "I don't buy it," that punctures the consensus. And now you're a problem. Flat Earth is the cultural equivalent of a suicide vest strapped with toy dynamite. It's harmless technically, but nobody wants to call the bluff. Because you're wrong, you look stupid, and if you're right, well then the Earth is flat and everything is up for grabs.
The globe religion is the biggest religion of all. It's amazing.
There was a time when the majority of people thought the Earth was flat.
No, sorry. The Judaism in the Bible that you promote is the biggest religion of all time, and it's Jewish.
Now they don't. What changed?
Yeah, so that was when the Rockefellers took over the school system in 1902. They literally hijacked.
Oh, dude. The Rockefellers 100 years ago, they're the ones that are behind the flat earth deception. Wow. That's amazing.
Of the real medicines, and they replaced it all with allopathic petroleum-based medicine.
I can't hear anymore. He sells even on the Jake Shields show. He started shilling his merch also, zeolites or some snake oil bullshit. Here, let's see Roseanne. I want to see a little bit of Roseanne talk to Flat Earth Dave.
I just wanted to drop in for a couple seconds before this episode.
Hold on, is Roseanne? Okay, here we go.
The Mediterranean diet is the
damn
world's
it.
healthiest diet, and Factor makes it easy to eat that way every day.
From a million miles away, it should light up all of the moon, all of them. What's the question you just asked? You asked me a question. Oh, the other planets.
Yeah, because we can see stars moving in the sky, and we can track Mars and Jupiter and all that stuff.
Yeah. So
if there's no solar system, there's no planets.
Right.
rotating.
When you look at planets, I want to keep this really simple. There's a thing called the inverse square law. Oh, the math, people freak out. It's very easy. When you have an object and it's a certain size, move it farther or move it twice the distance away and it'll be a quarter of the size.
Right.
Okay. And it's the same with the brightness. If I have something that's 4 lumens here, I double it, it's 1 lumen.
Right.
Right. It's a quarter. And it's the same as you get closer. When you go out at night and look at I like looking at Jupiter because it's the brightest star.
Right.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
It's brighter than any other star, right? It's as bright as the sun, but it's just very small. So Jupiter, they tell us, is a gassy planet, and it's
Jupiter's as bright as the sun, dude. That's not right. It's only lit up because of the sun.
times farther away from the sun than we are. So if our giant sun was right next to us, it would fill the whole sky, right? We move it 93 million miles away, and it's the size of a coin held at arm's length, right? That's how we see the sun. If we doubled that distance, it would be like the size of an eraser, like the end of an eraser. And if we doubled it again, so now it's 4 times farther, it would be pretty small. It would be very small. So if you were on Jupiter, that sun is literally like a large star at best. And you have to believe that that distant sun is lighting up Jupiter. That light is reflecting off of the gassy surface, which isn't very reflective, all the way back to your eye, 400 million miles away, and we see it as bright as the sun.
So what? Jupiter's not a planet lit up by the sun? What do you think? It's an angel luminary flickering in the sky? What is it? A hole in the firmament? A light on the firmament? Dude, why do we got tards like Roseanne sitting around taking this guy like he's talking about something serious? Entertaining this guy as if he's not a total crank.
You're seeing a light in the sky named after a god. That's all.
Hail Jupiter,
Let
right?
me ask you this: what would, because I'm not an astronomer, what would an astronomer say to your claim here? Would he blow it out of the water?
Also, who says that a gassy planet doesn't reflect the sun? Hey, guess what's? We have clouds. The clouds reflect the sun. So why not clouds and gases on another planet?
Or you just change the subject?
Pretty much just change the subject. Look, what about the moons going around Jupiter? There are 4 little lights that do move around Jupiter, and if you pre-assume that it's a globe and that those are other smaller globes going around, you could do that. But this is
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Is Jupiter even the brightest star in the sky? It's not. Venus and Mars are probably brighter. I saw Venus really cool last night. There's a crescent moon, like the beginning of the new moon phase, and Venus was right there. I think it was Venus, super bright right next to it. He calls the ball satanic in his interview. Of course he does. He always does. It's totally Jewish. All Torah based Jewish. Oh, it's anybody opposing him is a demon.
this picture.
It's just another spin-off Jewish cult.
Of Jupiter.
Yeah.
And this one here is a couple years later. They said we saw the northern lights. This is actually from NASA. This one. And look at those northern lights. Does it look stupid?
Yes, it looks like a bad.
It's so
Photoshop.
stupid, right? And if you compare the picture,
What is it supposed to look like? Okay, you show us what the northern lights are going to look like. His argument is it just looks stupid. It's just stupid. No, dude, you're stupid. His shirt says it's not. You're not stupid. It's stupid. No, dude, you are the one that's stupid. And Roseanne is stupid.
Of the original Jupiter to the one that was taken years later, all the clouds are in the exact same place. There's no difference. And people just believe that.
Yeah, no,
and here's the thing.
Yeah, okay.
All of our space knowledge, all of the pictures, everything, they all come from NASA. When you look into NASA, if you watch any of my interviews at Flat
Venus is the brightest planet. Doesn't even get that right. Venus is the brightest planet.
Earth,
you guys are right.
You'll see, I go through the NASA nonsense on the International Space Station, right? They're using green screens and wires, and they flub their lines. They're like, right here in Maine, right next to us.
God,
like,
dude, I hate this schizo shit.
And we catch all of these errors all the time that they keep trying to correct. We catch them and they correct them. Staying out of space for a second. So we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour on a globe. The equator spins at 1,000 miles an hour. Right?
I thought it was 20.
It's like just over 24,000 miles around.
Okay.
Spin around once a day,
Gotcha.
1,000 miles an hour.
Okay.
Right? If you're in Alaska, you're making a much smaller circle. So you're only going like 300 miles an hour.
Right.
So that's weird. How about a plane taking off in Alaska, landing on the equator in Ecuador on a north-south runway that's moving sideways at 1,000 miles an hour? How does it gain that sideways speed? How does it catch up? Right? Flying on an airplane, if you're flying on an airplane, you are instructed to teach the
dimensional entity made a snow globe so the Jews could take my foreskin. Simple. Rational. I'm convinced.
Yep. It's funny too. He in the Jake Shields interview, he was like, "Oh, your life becomes so much better when you see through the lie of flat Earth." And he even says people discover flat Earth and get off their antidepressants because now they know they're a created being loved by God and not a monkey floating on a rock through space. These people are just like scared copers, basically, that fall for anything that makes them feel good and special.
To treat the world as flat and stationary, because if you don't, you will die.
Right.
They're just like, it's so big, just treat it as it's flat and stationary. Maybe it's just flat and stationary. All observations prove that it's flat and stationary. All observations prove the globe to be a lie, and all of the globe measurements, the radius of the Earth, the diameter, the distances, they're all assumed. There's no science behind them.
All the science in the world, he just says, it's no science. They just say so. Dude, these guys. I cannot stand that this grifter has made a single dime doing this bullshit.
Point out that it is interesting that NASA was funded and started after Operation Paperclip with Nazis, right?
Yeah.
And so.
Oh, Nazi conspiracy. There we go. Now Roseanne, her ears perked up. She's like, oh yeah, Nazi occult, evil Edom. NASA is Edom, demonic Edom.
We're also the same people that went to Antarctica.
Right. So we're going to get to the fun stuff.
And they tell us
that is very telling.
Did you know that most of the moon rocks they find in Antarctica? Moon rocks finding in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Right? And the moon rock that we gave to the Dutch government as a gift, one of the astronauts gave them.
Is that even true?
Insure it. So the Dutch government, I think it was Dutch, they went to, they had it inspected and they found out that it's wood. It's petrified wood. And it wasn't.
Oh, the one thing.
Bizarre.
What does NASA say about that?
They don't say anything about it.
Is that
right? We have observations where we can see mountaintops 700 miles away. And from that observer height, which you calculate in using their globe math, and there's actually 4 formulas to calculate the curve of the Earth. We use the one that gives the globe the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, it is true that they find a lot of meteorites in Antarctica because the dark rocks stand out amongst the white ice. And the cold, dry climate preserves them because in wetter places, meteorites rust and break down faster. Ice movement concentrates them. Glaciers slowly move meteorites across the continent when ice hits mountain. Very little earth rock contamination. Got it.
It's actually less. And at 700 miles away from that altitude, the tops of those mountains should be over 50 miles below a physical curve, but they all are right there. They're all visible. You know what they say about that? Nothing. They won't. They can't address it. They just pretend it doesn't exist.
Well, are we?
Look at this total retard Jake Shields just tweeted. You are likely Jewish and a Fed, but I don't know with 100%. You don't know anything at all. You got 0% knowledge of anything, you total retard. You're Jewish. Yeah, stop calling out Flat Earth Dave, who's actually Jewish and teaches Flat Earth to rabbis. Dude, Jake, you are such a total fucking retard. An embarrassment, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows you got CTE damaged brain. Oh, you're a Fed. Is that why all my channels are banned from YouTube and you're allowed on here? Dude, these guys.
Redneck Mullet sent $5 on Rumble. Tuesday shekels. Apple wasn't allowing me to donate to you, so I couldn't donate for a while.
See, guys, this is what we have to put up with. A bunch of total midwit kooks making up lies about me all the time. All the time. What a bitch. All I did was say likely not flat. Made fun of him saying that the world is likely not flat, like you don't know. You are likely Jewish. Dude, what a piece of shit.
We in outer space?
The way I describe it is we are in the...
Hey, it's pretty Jewish to not want to believe in the Jewish Messiah and worship the Jewish Bible. Hey, you must be a Fed because you're calling out the obvious psyop of Christianity. Good one, dude. Powerful argument.
Of the universe. We are at the center of creation. If you really want to get into it, on my app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, there's a homeschooling section, and there's a section called Schooling Globers, and there's a section there about the toroidal field where we live. You know what a toroid is? It's our heart creates a toroidal field. The Earth creates a toroidal magnetic field where it just kind of circles upon itself. If you see it, you'll know what the shape is.
It's like two angel wings, right?
Yeah, and so we live in the plane. It's called the block domain wall in the middle of that toroidal field. I don't have a picture. I don't know.
Okay, so Roseanne just sits there.
You've seen the dupe for this.
In awe. Total puff piece from Roseanne. I mean, what else do you need to know?
So some of you may be aware of my recent foray into the Flat Earth community, most notably with this lengthy response to the Globe Busters. For about 2 months now, the comments section of that video has been a consistent hotbed of activity, with hundreds of Flat Earthers stopping by to share their opinions. For people who claim that globe-tards just repeat what they were told in school, you guys sure do all say the exact same things. And I don't just mean the same arguments, I mean the same things word for word, like they were copied and pasted from some manifesto. This is because you all watch the same ridiculous YouTube videos made by the same hand...
on Rumble. Hey Adam, I haven't done a $5 challenge for a while. Thanks for the content. It really does the deprogramming that's much needed in today's society.
Yeah, deprogramming or venting or just mocking these people, it's an absolute disgrace that all these people help con artists like this get away with this and grift off all these low IQ morons. It's sad. It's just Flat Earth is just, I see as an arm, a manifestation of Bible brain schizophrenia.
handful of con men, and you all quote them verbatim without applying a shred of critical thinking. So now that I am intimately familiar with your greatest hits, I just had to make one more video so that I could share the 10 things that all flat earthers say. If you're a regular person and you haven't seen my other 2 Flat Earth videos, you may want to check those out first for a little bit of context. But if you're a Flat Earther yourself, don't bother. I'll be speaking directly to you throughout this video. Let's begin. Number 1. One extremely problematic side effect of taking the globe and flattening it out into a plane is that gravity makes no sense, and there is no reason for things to fall to the ground. All objects accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. That's an indisputable fact. And it is also an indisputable fact that any acceleration requires a force to produce it. This is how cars drive, planes fly, people walk, cats jump. It's how literally all motion works. Even charlatans like the globe busters accept at least this much, which is why they go off on their rants about magnetic magic, as you may have seen in my previous video. But quite comically, most flat earthers don't even do this. Most of you address this problem by simply listing 2 words, density and buoyancy. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but these are not forces. Forces are vectors. They have a magnitude, which means a numerical amount, and a direction, which means they have to point somewhere. Density is simply mass per unit volume, or how much matter sits in a particular space. It doesn't point anywhere. And buoyancy is simply a measurement of an object's tendency to float. So allow me to repeat, these are not forces. This is trivial to prove.
Revolver
You say that object...
357N2 sent $5 on Rumble. The petrified wood claim comes from a single incident in 1969. A rock was given to Dutch Prime Minister Dries during a goodwill visit by U.S. Ambassador Middendorf. The rock was not an official NASA lunar sample.
I know. And he's been corrected on that many times.
White sent $7.
And they still keep saying it.
Those shirts.
Nah, this is like one of the first shirts I ever sold. No More News. It's like throwing out all the news networks. No, I'm not redoing this shirt. I don't like it. We could do better. I am going to get a new shirt made soon, though, hopefully.
Fall down because they are more dense than the air below them. Why down? Why not up? Or sideways? When you let go of a ball, there is air all around it. How does it know to fall down? Also, objects fall down when they are in a vacuum, which means there is no air below them. What's happening there? Face the facts. Things accelerate down towards the ground because of a downward force. That force is gravity, which pulls everything towards the center of the Earth, which is its center of mass. Denser things displace less dense things because gravity exists. More mass means a greater gravitational attraction. This is clearly why things that are less dense than water float on water. Again, because gravity exists. Rocks are pulled down harder than water, which is pulled down harder than air. Some of your more popular retorts to this include wondering how oceans stay on the Earth while birds and insects can fly. It's because birds and insects have wings. They flap them and...
It's disgraceful how all these kooks will try to claim I'm divisive when I just tell the truth about conspiracies or about what the Bible says or about what Christianity is. And then they think that's divisive, and then they're justified in lying and slandering me all the time. What's really divisive? These people saying you got to believe in Jesus or you're an evil satanic demon? Or the people that say, hey guys, I don't think the Jews are telling the truth in their fake Jewish fairy tale stories. What's actually divisive? These fucking people, dude. Jake wants to pander to a bunch of retards and Christians and Muslims and third worlders so he can get on RT and shill Jesus. Him and Stu Peters and Candace Owens and the Kook Squad doing everything in their power to make opposition to Jews look absolutely retarded. And everybody sees this.
Generate an upward force. If that force exceeds the gravitational force, they go up. Oceans can't do this
Retard
because
maxing.
Oceans don't have wings. Individual water molecules can evaporate and go up into the sky because they are so tiny. But when they get up to where it is colder and accumulate into clouds, they eventually condense back into liquid water. And guess what happens? They fall back down as rain. Hopefully you are familiar with rain. As for planes and other macroscopic objects, again, they go up only when a force is applied. When you throw a ball up into the sky, the force imparted on...
B4CC4 Law sent $5 on Rumble. I think there's a problem with right-wingers who feel they were vindicated from COVID truth from the vax, Pizzagate, Epstein, now weird Christian/Jewish grifters who are given a platform to mislead.
Yeah, they like to say, oh, they lied about COVID, so I guess the Earth's flat. That is how simple-minded a lot of their brains work. It's true.
Davinson now sent $5 on Rumble. You cannot ferment beer without gravity being measured.
Yeah, dude, gravity's fake, man. Yeah, dude, gravity's so... All right, I can't handle it anymore. My daughter needs me. Thanks for the support, everybody. Have a nice night. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, clip the show, share the links. Sign up for Substack. And let's go out. I'm feeling a little reggae. I'm feeling the reggae Rasta Jesus vibe. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Working on getting some collabs and guests going too soon. So you guys have a nice night. Take care. Yeah, sure. Doesn't Big Tech have a good Flat Earth song?
King Selassie was Jesus in blackface, hiding from Babylon.
$5 on Rumble. W-Stream.
Thank you.
Roman oppressors never knew he didn't die on the cross. He escaped to Jamaica. On 420, Yeshua smokes the herbal chalice and curses Hitler's birthday. Christ gonna get high, 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 high in Hyperborea. Yeshua gonna march, march, march down Babylon. Yeshua was a Rasta. His eyes are blue and he's not a Jew. Yeshua was a Rasta. He's as blonde as the Lebanese ash he smokes. Yeshua was a Rasta. His pure iron DNA is the most potent strain the world has ever seen. Christ gonna get high, 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 high in Hyperborea. Yeshua gonna march, march, march down Babylon. Yeshua was a Rasta. He smokes cross-shaped joints every day. Yeshua was a Rasta. He's not brown like hash, he's white like deity diamond. Was a Rasta. He would smoke hookah on a donkey and teach from the Torah like a true Hyperborean or Rasta man. Christ gonna get high, 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 high in Hyperborea. Yeshua gonna march, march, march down Babylon. Yeshua was a Rasta. His eyes are blue and he's not a Jew. Yeshua was a Rasta. He's as blonde as the Lebanese ash he smoked. Yeshua was a Rasta. His pure iron DNA is the most potent strain the world has ever seen. Christ gonna get high, 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 high in Hyperborea. Yeshua gonna march, march, march down Babylon. Yeshua was a Rasta.
Don't upload your videos to you.
High in Hyperborea was a Rasta. Down Babylon was a Rasta. High in Hyperborea was a Rasta. High in Hyperborea was a Rasta. Down Babylon was a Rasta. Gets fucked up.
Grace O'Malley sent $20.
Thank you, Grace. They got nothing but lies and copes every single time. Let the retards seethe.
I'm an online activist fighting for whites, but I worship a Hebrew, and they ask me why, and I scream from the top of my lungs, Jesus is white!